to speak about someone who is in custody for life when he was not involved in a murder. I know this for a fact, that young Scott Walker was not involved in the murder of young Tony Bromley. The people that was involved in that are still free to this day, except for one. Sanjay Gilboy got lifed off for chopping young Tony Bromley to death. Young Scott Walker at the time was not with Sanjay at the time, but because he lied in an interview as to where his whereabouts was, he got convicted on one little poxy lie. But I can tell you right now, it was not Scott Walker that was present at that murder. It was my youngest brother, Ian G. When the police have gone into that investigation, they've been looking for a motorbike. They found the motorbike, took it away, but then give it back, believing it was not the motorbike involved when it was. That motorbike was recovered from my brother's back garden. Young Scott Walker is innocent. He was not driving the motorbike on the night that had Sanjay Gilboy on. That was Ian G driving that motorbike that night. It was Ian G that brought Dennis Gilboy to the scene of that crime. It was Ian G that got Dennis Gilboy away from the scene of that crime, not Scott Walker. Scott Walker is an innocent man. He should not have been in custody for the last 15 years. That should have been Ian G, the dirty drug dealing scumbag. I don't give a if he thinks he's my brother. He's a murdering scumbag that has watched one of his so-called mates go to custody. And within 3 years of him going to custody, he's left them to rot. And that's fact. Rest in peace, young Vinny. Now, this isn't me being whatever. I'm telling you how it is. I don't give about that brother or that piece of... Don't give two fucks. He's a selfish little rat that sent some kid out to get jailed for life. The kid got lifed off and he weren't even there. Armchair Arthur, wow, mad thing implicating your bro, you know, fair play. That brother participated and sided himself and aligned himself to the Killington cartel and to the rats that tried to blast me. That brother has sat there with the gunmen before they tried to kill me and after they tried to kill me. He's not my brother. Money's head up. He deserves to be dead. Bottom line is that. When was the last time you seen Ian? The last time I seen Ian, mate, he threatened to get me arrested whilst I'm on licence. You come near my house again, I'll phone the police and get you breached on your licence. That's the last time I seen him, mate. Last time I seen him, lad, I screamed at him. Why? Because, let me tell you what happened. What's going on? Whatever. I had a sit down with Sumhead and his nephew. The nephew pissed himself, he left. I thought it was squashed. Ian knew it wasn't. Within a few weeks, someone tries to kill me. The firearms come from the Killington cartel, passes through that OCG. The gunman, little O'Shea, and whoever. On that altercation, I give Ian the benefit of the doubt. Don't you go and sit down with them again. If you do, you better let me know. 4 weeks later, he's sitting with them and thinks I don't know. Within him sitting with them again 4 weeks later after the first attempt, 3 days later, another attempt on my life by the same group. What did he do? Sided with them. So he's not my brother. He's a dirty, dying scumbag that watched a young lad take life plates for his behaviour. When he got his life plates, when young Scott got his jail, and this horrible little poisonous piece of started not writing to him, stopped sending postal orders into him, and just left him to rot. Scott Walker is an innocent man. Simple as that. If anyone should be sitting in that prison cell with Dennis Gilboy now for that murder of Tony Bromley, it should be Ian G. Now you're going to get people going, whoa, he's throwing his brother in. No, not. That's not my brother. Not my brother. That's all. Never will be, never has been. Selfish little shit that robbed me, that set me up and stood back while it was all happening, hoping to death that I would be killed so he wouldn't have to give me my money. And I still never got me money off him. I still never got me dough off him. He's still living a life of Riley on my money. He's still got 6 houses out there and 2 businesses out there on the back of my dough. But money, keep the money. I'm not really asked about the money. It was the principle of you being a brother, not protecting me from the rats that you knew were coming to do me. You helped them. Nothing worse than false imprisonment and injustice. Never heard that story about your brother. Well, you've heard it now, James Going, haven't you? I don't know why I've protected it for so long, but that's the bottom line. There was a bike, there was a motorbike. The motorbike was recovered from the back garden of Ian G. The police took it away and then gave him it back, saying it was not the bike that was involved in the crime. And I know quite well it was the bike that was involved in the crime. It was the motorbike that took Sanjay from A to B. And it was not Scott Walker that was driving the bike. It was Ian G that was driving the bike that Dennis Gilboy was on, that Dennis Gilboy jumped off when he chopped young Tony Bromley to death and left him bleeding behind a couch in a pack of rubbish. Yes, Graham Harper, hope you're well. When was that last time you talked to Danny, Darren? You know what? So this is what happened with me and Danny. Obviously, I knew he'd be getting the wrong side of the story because I haven't been to visit him. But he sided with a drug dealing family that was against me. So when you're hearing me speaking about Ryan Lowe, the football manager, Davy Lowe, Jackie Lowe, Danielle Lowe, who tried to put me in jail, Frank Lowe, the granddad who started the whole family business. When I'm screaming at them, last time I spoke to him, he's telling me, stop talking about my mates. Hang on, your mates have plotted to kill me. Your mates are the Lamb's uncle. Your mates is the Lamb's family. These rats have tried to kill me. Soon as he said, Baba Bam to my mate, I went, you know what, Danny, you haven't changed one bit. I'm not speaking to you ever again. Stay out my life. You have not changed. You're still mixing with criminals. You're still associating with organised crime groups. And you're going against the only brother in your family that stood up for you, protected you, and done everything he could to defend you when you were running around the city robbing people. So I jobbed them on, sacrificed them. See you later, you're one of them. That was 2.5 years ago, mate.